The first thing we're going to talk about today is kind of a refresh in Cooper's Wallpack sort of offering. Everyone remembers the Cross Tour that was out for about a decade, and we kind of transitioned into the ASWP, which had the whole body sort of rotated. If you wanted forward throw, you rotated that entire body to go out. What we're transitioning to now is just the AWP, the architectural Wallpack. As you can see on the screen, there's two different styles of it. You can go with that classic finned look that was the Cross Tour sort of known for, but they've come out with this smooth face now as well, I think which is sort of good. The biggest difference here, there's two big differences here. Well, three actually. So you've got three different housing sizes now. We've got two. The AW 20,000 lumens in its largest size. So you get a 28 watt, a 75 watt, and a 150 watt product now coming out soon. On install, so the junction box itself is completely sealed. To sort of access it, you have to open up the body up. Now in the ASWP, the one that's out today, it actually hinges from the top, and some voice of the customer, some of the feedback from contractors is when you tilted it all the way up, there was some soffits that were kind of restricting it, so it was a bit challenging. Plus, if you think about it, you got to have one hand to kind of hold that thing up, and while you're making your connection, it was a bit cumbersome. The way that this one works is it actually opens like a book. It opens from the side, so you got one side is hinged, the other side has two bolts. You loosen those bolts, it opens up like a book. Contractor can make their connection, close it, seal it, done deal. The coolest thing about this are the optics. So it's hard to tell from this. So I'm going to quickly go over to my camera here. I've got one right here. So what's cool about this is the optics actually rotate. So there's a little set screw right here, and the full optic chamber rotates up. I can do it right here. We'll do it live. Undo the screw a little bit here. Boop, boop, boop. And that whole optic rotates down. So instead of having to rotate this entire body out, it's just the base, and then you thread that back down. It locks into place, and you can kind of set it and forget it. For the contractor, there's actual markings of the angle. So if they wanted to set it at they got like a lot on a row, and they want them all the same, no problem. They're all pre-marked for the contractor there. So that is the AWP, and we'll be out within the next month or so, I believe. I'll be putting it out. Okay. Next up, this one's brand new. So you're going to see a lot of sort of new products come for Halo Outdoor. And previously, Halo Outdoor was basically, it was there for like your sort of two-head motion sensor lights you would see on the soffit of a house. This one here is brand new. So they're calling it their Bulkhead series. I see this as sort of like an introductory marine grade fixture. Surface mount under ceiling or wall mount, as you can see in the photo. You can mount it two different ways. So it comes where it comes as its own junction box. It's got a big cavity in the back. I'll show it here in a sec, where you can mount it to a recessed junction box on a wall or in a ceiling, or it's got three inputs on the side for a conduit mount. And all you have to do is take the lens off, slightly turn the gear tray and pull it out, and you've got access to everything on the inside, including 5-color select and 3 different lumen packages are underneath the lens there. So that's the Bulkhead. Let me quickly show you that one here. So this is the Bulkhead fixture here. You can see it's about, let's say, about 9 inches in diameter. And there's your cavity underneath. So it's fully sealed. And so you've got your power wires and your 0 to 10 volt wires here, but you also have the ability to pipe in on the side. So all contractor does is remove those 4 screws. The whole lens comes right off. There's 3 screws on the inside. They just loosen. And there's 2 little handles. It's really neat. You just sort of rotate it, lift it off, and you have full access to the gut. So they can pipe in the side as well if there's no junction box existing. Up to about 3,500 lumens, and that'll be hitting Market Pro the next week or so as well. That's brand new. Okay, this next one is like a little bit of a sleeper, and this is something I don't know my team has been asking us for a long time, decade. Like, I need a closet light. I need something that's going to fit on a junction box, typically around 4 inches. It's got a built-in sensor. And we've seen these in the market for quite a while. And as I've been sort of talking to some of my customers early about, hey, would you use this thing? They're like, I don't know how many we sell. And they look into it, and they couldn't believe how many of these things actually fly off their shelf. It's such a problem solver for, again, like closets, mechanical rooms. I know you get like storage under your stairs. Like, this is a really good sort of product for that. Very simple on the install. The lens just rotates off about 15 degrees. Lens pops out, and you've got 2 screws for your junction box, and then you're done. You can put it in a shallow box. You can put it in a pan box too. Like, there's no driver sort of depth that takes up within the junction box, so it can go in a PAM box if you need, and the sensor is built-in PIR right out of the box. This one also comes in 6-inch. So I know what's in the market now is typically around 4, but if you need the higher lumen package, which is about 1,300 lumens in the 6-inch, then we're going to have that available too. So this will be on Market Pro. Yeah, it should be out sometime this week. Okay, this is kind of the big one. So Cooper had their HLA out for a long time. It was basically their adjustable direct mount type product, and they've relaunched it. 5-color select. You get up to 90-degree rotation, which is really cool. That's not the biggest thing about this product. So we've seen direct mount has been in the market now for, 8, 9, 10 years, and it's slowly taken over the downlighting market. We saw like housing sales go down as direct mount products went up. So it's an easier way to do things. But there was some frustration with the contractor on how the traditional direct mount product goes in. You need 2 hands to put it in. There's so many of them getting little blisters under their fingernails, little things snapping down at you. And this is a brand new way of direct mounting these downlights. This is kind of going to go into it in detail here. It's called the flip and clip. And essentially how this works is the contractor is able to lift the springs and they stay in the upright position. So then they can install with one hand. And there's 2 little tabs. And you can see on slide 2 that when those tabs hit the drywall or whatever ceiling they're putting it in, the springs snap down in action and suck it right into the ceiling. So you've got one-handed operation and no more trying to like squeeze in and get your fingers out before that thing snaps up at you. I'm going to quickly switch back over to my camera here because I've got one here I want to show you. So this is your typical HLB. This is your standard economy grade wafer light. And if I'm putting these in, I've already made my connection. I've brought my cable down. I've made my connection there. I got to take both my hands, and I'm not a hand model. I apologize, but we'll make do. You sneak these up in here. Those go into the hole in the ceiling, and then you have to get your fingers out before those things snap down. So this here is the new HLA with the flip and clip, and you can see I've already got those things vertical. So when this little tab, I'm not going to do it, but when this tab gets hit, that snaps down in place. And what's cool is they're going to be up like this with the drywall. If you want to remove it, they just simply go back up and they come right out of the ceiling. We had some customer feedback too. If you ever had to take one of these older ones out of the ceiling, there's so much downward pressure happening here that contractors are known to like rip out some drywall, damage the ceiling as they're pulling it out. So with this new system, which is patented by Cooper, that's not going to be a problem anymore. So once again, we're flat. Those just pop up, one hand, and once this little tab gets hit, they snap back down in place. What's cool too is here, I want to show you that 90-degree rotation. That's what it looks like there. And for all of us that used to sell like back in the day, there's like, I think it was the 315 trims, right? The MR16, the little elbows. I had a really hard time finding something to get that full 90-degree swing. We have that now with the HLA. So if I go back to the slide, we basically have it in 3, 4, and 6-inch configurations. So you'll be able to do a couple of different options with it. So that's brand new. We're going to be taking that around. What I really want to do is get this in the hands of some contractors. So if those of you watching today, if you've got some contractors that you think would really like this, send it out to your Max 2 rep. Let's get some samples in their hands. I really want to get some real world data from them to see if this is something that they would really appreciate. Okay, I needed to keep it under 20 minutes, and I think I did it in under 10. Yeah, do we have any questions? We do. Okay. Does the bulkhead have a photocell or a motion option? It comes built in with a photocell. So it has it right on the top here. It is dusted on. It's built right in, but no motion. So definitely photocell, no motion option. Good question. And the Q&A. It is not offered in 347. It is 120, 277 only. I think we'll see that with Halo Outdoor. It's probably the differentiator. Like when you get into Lumark, which is where you find the AWP, right? Your Night Falcon Cross Tour. That's where we're seeing 120, 347. Halo Outdoor is more built for the residential market. I just see another opportunity with these, I think. So no, you'd have to step these down if you had a 347 volt application, or we would move you into something like Failsafe, which has the traditional marine look with all the different eyelid lensing options and that kind of thing. But another great question. Thanks, Bill.